Was man made from dust in the place called paradise? The Bible says so. Or did nature make man through aeons of Earth's transformations? The latter is what science theorizes, in particular the story of evolution. Hi, I am Bim Cub, and you are watching BC Earth Live TV channel. Let's go for the answers. Over billions of years, the Earth changed through upheavals brought about by violent forces of nature. Volcanic eruptions, movement of the tectonic plates, meteor strikes that wiped out massive populations of species, freezing, and rise in global temperature. The cataclysms led to the extinction of old species as well as birth of new ones. On hindsight, these great events show a distinct trajectory, the path to mankind.
The first microorganisms left mark of their presence on rocks 3.7 billion years old. This was a carbon molecule that living things produce. Evidence of the microbes were also found in land structures called stromatolites. They were of about the same period. Cyanobacteria later evolved 2.4 billion years ago. The organism ushered a remarkable change on the Earth's surface. It was the first living thing to photosynthesize. It produced food with water and energy from the sun. In the process, it released oxygen. The phenomenon catalyzed a sudden rise in oxygen, making the environment less hospitable to microbes that could not tolerate it. This ushered the Great Oxidization event. Over a billion years later, clusters of specialized seals evolved, which cooperated with each other. These were the sponges. They were the earliest animals. With hard skeletons, they became reef builders of the planet. When oxygen levels were still low, the sponges could not tolerate degradation. Around 580 million years ago, during the Ediacaran period, other organisms emerged. They lived on the seafloor alongside the sponges for 80 million years. Towards the end of the period, oxygen levels rose, enough to sustain oxygen-based life. Most of the Ediacaran creatures later disappeared about 541 million years ago. This signaled a major environmental shift. From 541 to 485 million years ago, in the Cambrian period, an explosion of life forms occurred. Shells and spines as body parts showed up along with burrowing lifestyle. More active animals also came with defined heads and tails for directional movement to chase prey. Food webs soon followed. They formed the foundations that gave rise to ecosystems, which provided habitat as well as biophysical support to human life.
From the appearance of the first life form on the planet to the emergence of Homo sapiens, geologic time spanned 3.5 billion years. But of course, the Genesis of the Bible tells that man was made on the sixth day of creation. Time is not of the essence. When we realize that the past doesn't exist, we come to the conclusion that time is just really an illusion. It doesn't matter if man evolved over 3.5 billion years or was made on the sixth day of creation. What matters is that evolutionary theory and creation concur on the basic fact that man is made of earth.
For elaboration and extensive discussions of ecosystems, please go to BC Earth Live on this platform. Click the videos on Ecology 101, the world we live with, and the channel series on biomes. What does the story tell about man? What do the epochal events, shifts, and transitions that happened on the geologic timeline of 3.7 billion years show? To my mind, they highlight a trajectory that points to the arrival of man. For aeons, nature put in place the factors and conditions necessary for humans to exist. Life progressed on the planet from the simple microbe to complex organisms with multiple functions to humans atop the food chain. And it progressed through violent shifts and upheavals that not only transformed the surface of the earth but eliminated certain species to give way to other species. At the far end of these explosive transformations, man arose. How important is he for nature to bring Earth not only to his viable existence, but to his dominion over everything in it? The answer is wrapped in mystery. What is the purpose of man? I frankly admit not to know.